Hey everybody, we are live. I see there's 6 of you guys on out there tonight. Hey, how you doing? I am so glad that you guys were able to join me tonight. I know it is the holiday weekend, so I'm glad that you were able to connect with me. Let me go ahead and give our greeting and we'll kind of get things started. So welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan on this episode of the Shoutout Sunday Show. We're going to take a look at being on brand, what that means, whether or not we're doing that. And then we're going to examine a couple of channels that are on brand, and then we'll get some updates on open invites and collabs. And then we'll wrap things up. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you want to do, then hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you've joined me on the replay, thank you. I think you'll get good value from whatever it is that we do here tonight. Please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. And for those of you who have joined me live, how you doing? I see Wendy, always busy. Hey, Wendy, it's always good to see you. And this Maynard mom, it is good to have you with us as well. Now, Maynard mom, I want you to put your name in there tonight so I don't mix it up, because I think it's Karen, but I want to make sure that I've got it right. So if you could go ahead and just kind of drop your name in there. I'm still trying to keep everybody straight. So Maynard mom, drop your name in your link. And then Organized by Darcy. Hey, how are you doing? Carol at My Blessed Nest. Andrea Mason at the Queen's Court. How are you doing? And Rocky Mountain Gardens. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Yes, this is a Memorial Day weekend, and it is good to be here. Looks like stuff is falling off printer on the floor. Looks like my printer is running out of ink. I may have to get some more ink cartridges for in there. Yeah, so Maynard mom is Karen. Okay. What you guys sipping on? I got Diet 7-Up tonight. It has just been so hot. Yesterday, it was cool. And so people were putting on maybe a light sweater or something to go out. Today, it's 82 degrees. I mean, go figure. So now, Mary, what did you do to help Darcy? I see she's saying that you're so wonderful. She appreciates your help. What did you do to help Mary? Let us know. So Carol at My Blessed Nest has iced tea with lemon. And Diva, Designing on a Dime, has jumped on, and she is saying, hey, Sister Circle. And who's ready to circle up tonight? So for those of you that are ready to circle up, let's get that done. So who's ready to circle up? Let's drop me a circle up in there. I don't know why my circles don't just always appear. There we go. So yes, everybody's dropping me the circle up. So there we go. Okay, so now let me get back up there so I can see. So Karen at Maynard Mom is drinking ice water. Wendy, always busy, dropped us a circle up. Karen's ready to circle up. Carol is ready to circle up. And Grandma Sandy, she said it's Grandma Sandy's in the house from California. Hey, Grandma Sandy. And I saw that your note that I put the wrong date in. It is June 5th and not June 4th. So I got that changed for today's show. And I'll go back and change it from last week too. And then, oh, okay. Let's talk about how to do, Mary, toward the end of the show, let's talk about how to get in somebody else's playlist. Let me remind people how to do that, because, you know, it's like you can forget. So let me remind people how to do that, because I know there's a couple of you that struggle with that. So June 5th. Yeah, and so I got that change. Hey, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life. And then Cheryl at I Style My Style, and Ginger Chick Rehab. Hey, Ginger. So yes, hey everybody. It's good to have everybody with us tonight. And I have to tell you guys, I am burning up. We actually still have our heat on, which is crazy. But you know, my mom is with me and she is always cold. So my husband haven't turned the heat off yet because she was always cold, but he's going to turn it off tonight because I am just sweltering. If you guys look at me, you can see how moist I am here. So I'm sweating like crazy. So trust me, the air may be coming on tonight. So now Rocky Mountain, Mary is saying hi, Yvonne. So Ginger Chick Rehab, is your name Yvonne? Must be, because I don't see anybody else's name on here that I don't know. Yes, Ginger Chick Rehab. Her name is Yvonne. So, and then Maynard mom is Karen. So I'll try to keep that straight. And then Ginger Chick is Yvonne. Okay, so I got 14 of you guys on. If I could get 14 thumbs up, that would be great. And hey, sisters, you know what? Let me just say that I really enjoy this community that we have built here tonight. And it is a community of women who are supporting one another in our growth, in our struggle for YouTube supremacy. So when we say, hey, sisters, that's what we mean. We mean that we have formed a sister group so that we can help each other thrive. And I guess I thought tonight, and excuse me for being indelicate by wiping my nose, but it would be more indelicate if I didn't. But I just thought it would be nice to know, to talk a little bit about what staying on brand is, because we talk about that all the time, about niching down and staying on brand. And let me just ask real quick, how many of you guys jumped in on the Sean Cannell 7-day video influencer challenge? I know that Latanya, I think it's Latanya Edwards, I think she jumped in on it. And I know that Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me jumped in on it. But how many of you guys jumped in on Sean's 7-day video influencer challenge? Tell me in the comment section. Just say me, just raise your hand and say me, or just type me in there if you did. And then let's just talk a little bit about that. This was a huge rollout for video influencers in the Sean Cannell team. And what they did on that 7-day, so Maynard mom, which is Karen, she did Sean's challenge. And then okay, so Cheryl at I Style My Style, she jumped in and bought the YouTube starter kit. Darcy's giving me a circle up, so hey, Darcy, I like that. So several of you guys, oh, Wendy says, how's my mom? Wendy, she's doing okay, I guess. Not the best, but I watch her continue to get a little weaker, and she's not quite as able to move as well as she used to be. She's just declining somewhat, And I tell you what, it is hard as heck trying to manage her. My sister Mick, you guys just saw her go by. We are struggling to do the best we can to take care of her. And I tell you what, some days, like today, I was so tired. I was just like, oh. And the physical therapist came today, and he got here an hour earlier than I thought. And I had the times mixed up, which shows you how goofy I've been. And I had to have him help me get her up out of bed because I just couldn't do it. And she wasn't strong enough to do it herself. So things are struggling on. We're putting one foot in front of the other. That's all I can say. All right. So now let's go. Okay. So now Sandy says she didn't jump in on Sean's challenge, which is fine. And then Darcy said she jumped in late, but they sent her all the information. Yeah, Michelle, whew, it's hard. So so that's the thing. I will tell you guys that I I signed up for the challenge just so I could see what was going on and what kind of information was he sharing. And in one aspect, it was not good because now I'll get all the same emails that you guys will get because, they just see the name. And so I'll get all of those emails that go out to people because now, I'm on that email list differently. And so I'll be getting all of those, but I wanted to see how the challenge was being run, what kind of things they were doing. And I wanted to see the bundles and different things they were offering. And he offered some really good bundles. So now I Style My Style, that is Cheryl. She said she bought the YouTube starter kit. I've not downloaded that yet, but I will. I will download that because I have access to that. But I really enjoyed seeing the different live streams that they were doing, and his information is fire. So how did you guys like the information you were getting? That's the question. Thank you. I appreciate those prayers. Yep. Yeah, Yvonne, it is. And I think it's harder when it comes to family, Yvonne, because you get responses from family that you may not get from other people. So yeah, I need all the prayers I can get. And Tammy Thompson, TVMG, just jumped on. Hey, Tammy, it's good to have you with us too. So now let's talk about the Sean Cannell Video Influencer 7-Day Challenge. What was, for those of you that joined in, let's talk about what some of your takeaways were from those live streams. And even if you didn't watch every day, and I didn't watch them all, and I don't know how long they're going to be on, but I did watch several of them, and his information is just fire. It is just fire. And I can, I learn so much every time. So one of the things that he talked about on one of the last ones that I watched was how to make money on YouTube, like 4 different ways to do that. So let me ask you guys, thank you, Mary, and thank you, Yvonne. I need those prayers, Tammy, thank you. So let me ask you guys, though, for those of you that heard him, and those of you that just have your YouTube channels in general, what do you think about how to make money with your YouTube channel? Or do you even think about that? That's the question. Do you think about how to make money with your YouTube channel? Because I have to say, when I first started my channel, I did not. I just started my channel to have fun. And then I was talking to Miss V, and she said, when we get so many subscribers, we can get monetized. And I thought, oh, monetize. We can make some money at this. And so I thought, okay. And then when I was able to join the YouTube Partner Program and I was able to make a little money, I was like, oh, well, I like that. And for the most part, any money that I make on YouTube, I tend to, well, for the most part, I've just been setting it aside and saving it, but I use it to invest in programs or software or something to help me learn and grow. So yeah, I started out as a hobby. So Diva said, yeah, it's a hobby at first. And then I thought, well, if I can make some money at this, well, then let's do it. And so Tammy says she thinks about it, but she didn't hit her goal, which was to have 500 subscribers by her birthday. Karen says she thinks about how to make money. She's got kids that need to go to college. Okay. And then Mary said she agrees it was a hobby and she wanted to share her gardening knowledge. And okay, so Cheryl said that she hadn't thought about making money like that. It's more of a hobby, but what he's saying is interesting. Michelle says it's a hobby, not worried about making money, but more would be nice. Well, you know what? I look at it as a business now. And I will tell you guys, I think Miss V asked me, what was the biggest thing that I got out of taking Sean Cannell's program? And the biggest thing that I got was a change in my mindset. I shifted how I think about things. And I realized that, you know what? My YouTube channel is a business. And rather just, instead of just spending money on it, if I can make some money out of it, I would like to. Carol says she would like to make some money. And Tammy says, amen, Carol. So yeah. So one of the things that he talked about in one of the last videos was how to make money that didn't rely on the YouTube partnership program. So Andrea, you say you want it to be a business. Then if you want it to be a business, you have to think about it like a business. And so I really try to think about my channel as a business more. And like I said, listening to Sean has made me shift my mind. So that's why I really try to work on optimizing my videos so that I can be ranked, so that I can get more views, even though that's a vanity metric. But the more views I can get on a video, it increases the possibility of increasing my watch time, because I can't increase the watch time if I don't get the view. So I work on trying to improve my thumbnails so that I can get the clip, so that I can, increase the watch time. Just started my show.
You could go out for.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. I got dinner for you. Sorry. Just came home from a fishing trip, so yeah. So Andrea, if you want to make an income, then you got to think about it as an income. And let me ask you, Andrea, how many subscribers do you have? And don't put subscribers in your reply. Just put the number in, because if you write the word subscriber, you're going to get blocked. So just put in the number. So Tammy says it's difficult for her because she's working full time. And Sandy says she's now trying to think of it a little business and make a little money. Exactly. Like mine is a little business and I want to make a little money. So see, now Andrea, when you hit 1,000, then you can, and have 4,000 hours of watch time, you can join the YouTube partner program, which means you can monetize your videos. I lost some subs this month too, Michelle. I don't know why it happens or how it happens, but it does. And I know, Sandy, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's not easy at all. Yeah, it's not easy at all. But I think the thing is we have to figure out what is it, number one, that we are passionate about, and try to figure out that one thing. And then once we figure out that one thing, and then kind of start niching down. So Sandy, I know you struggle with computer technology, because you tell us about that all the time. And you say you probably should have taken the class to get more ideas. And this is the thing. I think even if you would have taken the free class, because his paid program is not cheap. But that new bundle that he rolled out was great. I mean, all the things he was throwing in for that $9.99 price was amazing. But that's beside the point. If it doesn't fit your budget, take advantage of the free stuff. He gives away so much free stuff. And even just listen to his free masterclass, you can learn a lot. And then looking at the video influencers channel, where you look at the interview with Laurent Segev and those people, there's enough free stuff that you can certainly kind of get yourself on the right track. So there's that. So one of the things that I took away was that there's more ways to make money with the channel than just the YouTube partner program. And I never really think very much about that. But, I do have an Amazon store, which I rarely ever push anything for that. But one of the things that I learned from watching that last video, like 5 ways to make money or 4 ways to make money or something like that on YouTube, was to think more about, well, what are the other ways that you can monetize? Because here's the thing. Let's say Tammy Thompson, she's trying to get to 500, or let's say somebody that has 775. If you've got 775 dedicated subscribers, you can make money on your channel depending upon how you try to do that. Let's say he talked about affiliate links. You could certainly begin to make some money with affiliate links, the Amazon program, where you talk about different things. And one of the things that I met a girl at Grow with Video Live conference last year, and she has about 5,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. But she says when she does a video, or every video that she does, she thinks about what strategy does she have to to figure out a way to make money from that. So, so Andrea Mason said she's got 2 product review offers now. Andrea says she would love to have an Amazon store. Andrea, you probably could get an Amazon store without any problem. I know they've changed some of the guidelines, but if you've got a couple hundred subscribers, I will bet you can get an Amazon store. And here's the thing. Hey, Rose, it's good to have you with us. And her name is Keisha. Sorry, I called her Rose, but Sweet Urban Rose, her name is Keisha. So, hey, Keisha, glad to have you with us again tonight as well. So let's say Andrea Mason at the Queen's Court. I forget what your channel is about, but we'll use my channel as an example. So let's say my channel was about, well, it's about homemaking. So let's say I was doing a clean with me video and I was using my Dyson vacuum cleaner, and then I put the link for the Dyson vacuum cleaner in my description box, and then you guys click on that and purchase the Dyson vacuum cleaner. I get a credit for that, and I'll get a certain amount of money. I'll get a commission from that purchase. Or let's say you decide, you know what, that Dyson vacuum cleaner, that's a little bit too pricey for me. That's not in my budget right now. But while you're in there, you think, you know, but I do need a new set of cookware, or I do need a new apron, or I do need a new bowl. And that was what I did. I thought, gosh, you know, I saw that little picture that Diva had, that Pioneer Woman set of measuring cups, and I went on Amazon and I bought that picture. So let's say someone goes into your Amazon store today, and they look at they go into my store and they look at my Dyson vacuum cleaner today at 7 p.m. tonight, and they don't buy it, but they buy something else. Or they don't buy anything tonight, but they jump on tomorrow afternoon and they say, oh, I really need to buy some new measuring cups and I want a rolling pin. And so you order that. Well, whatever a person orders for a 24-hour period, once they've walked into your site, you know, once they've gone into your Amazon store, they've opened the door and they look around, anything they buy in the next 24 hours, you get a commission for. May not be very much, because Sean talks about the first Amazon commission he got. He said it was $2, but he always says, you know, don't despair small beginnings. Now, I don't get much from the way of Amazon commissions. I don't promote it very much. So I was watching Faith and Flower and a few other people, and I thought, oh, that's how they do that. It's like you just kind of just very gradually slip it in. And Michelle says she's got an Amazon store and she puts links in every video, but she doesn't mention it. So here's the thing. We've got to strategically promote the things that we want people to see and purchase. Because if you want to make your YouTube channel a business, then you have to think strategically. And I'm going to start trying to do that. So you guys are going to hear me do more of that. But there is a strategy into how you go about doing that. So I've been kind of listening and watching to kind of get that sorted out. But I know when I was doing a gardening video last year, I had this little like grasshopper cart that I sit on when I'm doing stuff out on the porch or on the back patio. And I hadn't even mentioned it. And several people said, hey, where'd you get that little gardening cart you were sitting on? I was like, I should have been promoting that cart. I should have said, you know what, this particular cart's not available anymore. But I did find one that is similar to that. So in case you're interested, I'll put a link in the description box below. And my husband just bought me a big yellow garden cart that I can pull stuff around in. So, and I had it out the other day, but I thought, oh, I forgot to talk about that thing. But it's like we want to start strategically thinking about if there's something we're using, how can we draw attention to it so that our viewers will take a peek at it in our description box. They'll click on that link. And even if they don't buy it, just the fact that they clicked on the link and looked around, if they buy something else the next day, you can get a commission off of whatever it is they buy. So that's just something to think about. So yeah, Michelle, we want to start thinking about how we can create more opportunities for ourselves. And so Carol said, I did good mentioning the audio book. And you know what, though, Carol, I just thought about it. I was like, oh, I should mention this because, audiobook did approach me and asked me about doing, promotion. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And then I forgot all about it. And because I never think about it, because I listen to books all the time. And so, because you guys many times might even see my iPad or my Kindle sitting up there somewhere, in sight, or I might have my CD player up, and I'm listening to things. So when I mentioned that audio book, that was the first time I had mentioned that in months. My affiliate link has probably died because I never promoted it. But I'm going to start figuring out a way to do that. And one of the ladies, well, two of the ladies that I watch do a very good job of promoting things. That's the Daily Connoisseur and the Organized Soprano. They do a very good job of promoting items that maybe someone is sponsoring a particular video, or they've been given some products to share or something like that. So I'm going to try to be more strategic so that I can make money. Because if you think about it, if I want to upgrade my vidIQ membership, or let's say I want to buy TubeBuddy and I want to upgrade that or whatever, or I need to buy Dropbox and upgrade that or whatever, all of that costs money. So if I'm purchasing things to invest in that, so Michelle said she thinks her subs know that anything she mentions in her video is linked below because she said it again and again. But what I've learned recently is you have to say it every time, or they don't think to look for it every time. So you just have to say it every time and just kind of drop it in. Listen to me. I'm just telling you how to just drop it in kind of quietly. Me who really don't do it very much, but I'm going to start working on that. So, hey, Stephanie, good to have you here. So I'm going to try to promote audiobooks more because it's a product that I use, that I believe in. I have to figure out a way to kind of, ease it in, though, because I don't want it to be obtrusive. So does anyone else have any thoughts they want to share on that? Diva, I know you've had a couple of videos that have been sponsored. And so any other thoughts about that? So Stacy said she didn't think about any of this until recently. And her challenge is finding the balance needed between hobby and business, because her life schedule is already so many hours a day. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It is a challenge. You really have to try to figure out a way to do that. So Diva says she mentions her Amazon store and her Totally Dazzled. So yeah, you have that Totally Dazzled. And I think I've looked at them a couple of times trying to see what they actually were. So yeah, even if you just mention it just casually, and then people look to see what it is, particularly if you've got a free offer or something like that, you want to try to do that, because you can do those kinds of things and you don't have to have like 1,000 subscribers. So whereas with the YouTube partner program, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Totally Dazzled, you may not have to have that many. They'll look at the number of subscribers that you have. They'll look at the kind of subscribers that you have, how many unique visitors and all of that. But you just have to kind of think about it and figure out what makes sense for you. So Diva says, that she will just show the product and casually mention the link. So I've got a product review, not a product, well, yeah, TNT reviews coming up for June. Now, I decided not to do one in May, but I'll do one in June, and I'll mention that. So now Michelle says she watched Jan Chapin, and I'm not sure who that is, but I'll check her out. And said no one wants to go to your Amazon store, just to put the direct link to your product within the video instead of your store. Well, see, you can do both. So I agree, Michelle. Sometimes I'll click on the store just to see what people have in it. And if you have a website, you can put the store on your website, but you also want to put the link to the product, because let's say I don't want to look at your store. I just want to look at your product for, I just want to look at your, say your electric canner, or I want to look at your Dyson vacuum cleaner or something like that. So Michelle said since she's been putting the direct link in, she's been getting more clicks. So now, Andrea, if you would like to affiliate with Totally Dazzled, check out if they have a partner or affiliate program. If you go to that channel or go to that product link and look at their homepage, there's probably a few buttons somewhere, if you click around enough, that talks about what their partnership program looks like and what the criteria may be. So think about what products make sense for you. Now, the Totally Dazzled, I know they're kind of blingy products that you can use when you're doing DIY and different things like that. But that kind of product doesn't make sense for me. So that's not something that I would try to affiliate with. Now, would I love to have Dyson vacuum cleaners ask me to be a sponsor? Would love it. I could use a new Dyson. Would totally love it. Trust me, though, I saved up for the one that I have. So, okay. All right. So, Stephanie, are you saying you have a video that is sponsored? I'd love to get a video sponsored. And I'm getting lots of requests for different things, but I haven't followed up on them yet. I have just been so busy with just trying to stay on top of getting 1 or 2 videos out a week. I've not really had time to look at all of the requests or the offers that I'm getting. So one of the things that I want to do this week is really sit down and take some time to examine what are some of the requests that I'm getting. Like, for example, oh, excuse me, guys, for snorting. That's so indelicate. But I got this request from this company to promote this feminine hygiene product that you can use to help address feminine odor. And I was like, and the way they approached me, they said, well, you know, they know that I do address some difficult topics and some healthcare topics, and they thought that I could handle this particular product sensitively. And I thought, you know, I don't think that's something I want to do. So, Stephanie, tell us about the one that you're sponsored. Carol, I don't think I'm going to do it, Carol. You know, like I said, they approached me for that. And so every now and then I'll do a Wellness Wednesday. And so we're talking about being on brand now, ladies. So let's talk about that, because we talk about niching down and being on brand. So if I'm going to talk about something that's not cooking, cleaning, or laundering, I will say something like, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. At least that's what I'm usually talking about on YouTube. But today, because of the pressing healthcare topic of SIDS or COVID-19, I'm going to step outside of my homemaker role and back into my community nursing role, and we're going to talk about this. However, I don't see how I can bring that topic into this brand now, because I really don't do Wellness Wednesday very much anymore. And unless it's a really pressing issue that's a community health issue, like seatbelt safety, car seat safety and seatbelts and stuff like that for children, I don't think I want to do that. And like COVID-19, that affected the whole family, so it made sense for me to do that. But I don't think I want to address like the feminine hygiene problem, because if you think about, my topic is homemaking for today's homemaker. Now, granted, the homemaker, which is usually the woman in the home, is responsible for the health and safety of the family, the health and wellness of the family. So that makes sense there. You know, they're responsible for the health and wellness of the family, but she might not talk about certain sensitive issues. So, and you know, Diva, it's not that I'm not comfortable talking about it, because I can talk about any topic from a healthcare perspective, and I can address it. I don't think it makes sense for my brand. You guys tell me what you think. Do you guys think it makes sense for me to talk about feminine hygiene? You know, like I've been approached to talk about some kind of menstrual cups or where you, well, you know, they're like a little cup that you put in place and you use that instead of pads and tampons and things like that. And I'm like, no, I don't think I want to talk about that. First of all, there's some products like that that I don't agree with, but it's not something that I feel like is on brand. If I'm talking about car seat safety for children from a community health perspective, the homemaker, the woman in the home, or even the parents in the home, you know, that's a health and safety issue that deals with the family. So, and I believe that, you know, when I say the art and science of homemaking, the art is how you use yourself to bring forth a comfortable, nurturing environment for your family. And so what you need to know about those kind of topics, I think are important to make in a home, because you've got to create a safe environment for your children. But some other healthcare topics, I don't think are real relevant. So Stephanie says a company contacted her about a juicer that she's played around with and she likes it, but she's a little nervous. Stephanie, I suggest, first of all, download my product review checklist. And it's not on this channel. I'll try to remember to add it here. I have it on my other channel, but I just, you know, since I'm not actively trying to grow this channel, there's things that I don't think to do here, because for the most part, I know it's just going to be us and we're just kind of hanging out and talking. But I suggest that you download my product review checklist and look at the list at the different things that I have on there about the things you want to include in your review, and talk about it from that perspective. And then if they've given you, like if they want you to do a 30-second spot, or if they want you to do a 3-minute spot, just figure out how you're going to do it. But make it make sense for you from the perspective that works for you. It's a juicer, so I would think you would be in the kitchen and maybe you're, I don't know, maybe going to make a smoothie, or you're going to create some kind of a juice or something like that for a health benefit. Because I know one of the things that you've been working on is trying to get healthier. So how is this juicer going to help you get healthier? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? What kind of recipes can you make to help you get healthier? And then on the other end of the spectrum is, what have other reviewers said about it? Does it do what it says it's supposed to do? Is it effective, and is it cost effective? How pricey is it compared to other things? So download my product review checklist and take a look at that. Fill out the worksheet and then do your video. It'll just walk you through everything that you need to know, that you need to do to know about how to do that. And I'll try to remember to upload the product review checklist. It's linked to my other channel. I'll try to figure out how to get that link in here. But yeah, they're not hard to do, Stephanie. And I would not let the company tell you what it is you need to say. You know, you can look at what other reviewers have said and done, and then do you, because you have to do you. Otherwise, your viewers won't believe you. Okay, so what's Yvonne talking about? So Yvonne says she's turned down products because it didn't have anything to do with her content. Exactly. So now Yvonne said she got a beautiful cabinet for her craft room and a wall mount fan for her workshop. And all she had to do was to do a product review. So, and they sent it to her P.O. box. Now, you know, I could use a cabinet for my craft room. So yeah. Ooh, I'm burning up. So yeah, you can get some pretty good products, Now, here's a couple things to think about too when you're trying to make money, because a lot of people are asking me, well, what is your price schedule? Like, how much do you charge for a 30-second spot or for a 3-minute video? I don't know. I have no clue. So I was asking some people in my other group, like, well, how do I know how much to charge? And they were saying that there's a place called the Google Blue Book or something like that you check to see how much your channel is valued, and then you can come up with some ideas related to that. And think about what is it that you want initially, because remember, if you do a product review for them, you do a video for them, that video is going to live on your channel forever until you take it down. So they're going to be getting the benefit of your one video for a long time. So there's just something to think about. Okay. So yeah, you turn down things that don't make sense for you. Yeah, Sandy. So let's say, like Sandy, I meant to tell you when we were talking last week about 5 reasons why, or 5 things, or whatever videos, and I know how much you love fairy gardens. I was thinking you should do a video on 5 reasons why I love fairy gardens, and then what are the 5 best places to buy fairy garden products, or what are the top 5 fairy garden, I don't know, people or embellishments or kind of things that people are looking for. And then maybe you could get people those kind of people to send items to you. You know, you could certainly write them and say you're always doing videos on fairy gardens, and could they send you some of their new products, and that you could do a video showing how to use those in your garden and get some products that way. Yeah, the social blue book. That's what I was talking about, the social blue book, to find out about the worth of your channel. Okay. So Michelle, you said you've never done a sponsored video, but I could certainly see where you could, Michelle, because you know, you do some great videos. You're always doing lots of cleaning. You do essential oils and different things like that. So I could certainly see where you could do that. Yeah, I could certainly see where you could do that. So well, Carol says you hate to spend money when you're not making any, but you need to spend some to make some. Yeah, you know, that is true to a certain degree. You do have to spend some to make some, but there may be ways that you can get some of the things that you need, especially initially, to help you. So some people have a P.O. box to have people send their products to. And then some of the companies don't like to send to P.O. boxes. Now, Diva said she used to have a P.O. box and she just closed it because some companies did not want to send products to them. They wanted a physical address. And that is true, too. I know a couple of YouTubers who have done that. So I have a P.O. box and I've gotten a few things in it. But the problem with having a P.O. box is you have to remember to go to the post office. And I don't often think to go there. I go there maybe once a month or something like that. If I know something is coming, I'll go. But usually I don't go. So those are just some things to think about. Okay. So now we're talking about being on brand. And I wanted us to look at a couple of channels. And I did put the channel names and the links to the channels in the description box already, so that you guys could think to take a look at them later on if you don't get a chance to look at them like while we're talking now. But I think the first channel that I want us to take a look at is Mary's Nest. And I know some of you guys may say, I wish he would stop talking about that doggone Mary. Well, my girlfriend is blowing it up, number one. She's up to 175,000 subscribers, number one. And she was one of the women of YouTube that was featured in Sean's the live stream that Heather did when she talked about some women of YouTube. So her, Simply Cherie was on there, and then another lady who I really wasn't familiar with. But I thought what I would like to do is just, when we talk about being on brand, just take a look at a couple of channels so that we can see how that happens. So if you guys have a cell phone or a tablet or another device that you can kind of go to this channel and take a look at it, do that while we're talking, and I'll share with you what I'm seeing. So when I go to Mary's Nest, and it's just MARYS, space NEST Mary's Nest, and you'll see a lady with blonde hair. You see a big picture of her face, and she's holding up something. And then you'll see letters in big red letters. When you take a look at her channel, her value proposition is that she makes nutrient-dense food, cooking and homemaking for the modern pioneers. So she makes food that is very similar to what people used to have way back in the day. You know, like when people were making almost all of their own food. That's what, that's the kind of things that she was doing. And if you look at the kind of videos that she's got there, like one day ago, classic brunch strata. Now that's a little different from what I've seen her make, where she does cooking on her channel all the time. I've not seen her make a dish like this, but it's a breakfast casserole with many variations. And now she will show you how to make one thing that you can kind of swap out and create a couple of different dishes with. So there's that. And then her other so this is from her cooking class, and she's got several different categories of things that she creates videos within. So cooking class, classic brunch strata. Her next one is homemade dairy, and she shows how to make English clotted cream. Now, the English clotted cream is a cream that they will use either with coffee or with like with jams and jellies on scones and kind of sweet breads and different things like that. And then she's got the category home baking, authentic English scones. And then the next one over there is bread baking, easy homemade bread. And the next one that I can see is, again, bread making, and then yeast water starter. So now what is the theme that you guys see with that? If you just kind of look at the themes that are there, when you look at the themes that are there, the English clotted cream, remember I said it's kind of like a very sweet cream that you use. You spread it on like pastries, and it's very English. They use it on pastries in the morning with their tea. And then she shows you how to make that. And then the day before she posted the clotted cream, she showed you how to make English scones. And then you put the clotted cream on the scones. The day before that is another easy homemade bread recipe. So that's just one thing. Other categories that she has is in her bread baking series, her no-knead sandwich bread. I made that twice and they're really good. And yeah, Mary, everything is made from scratch. And so she'll show you how to make one thing today that you're going to use for something else in the next couple of days. But it's all around products made from scratch in your home, you know, like non-processed foods. Then you've got her bone broth series, and the most recent bone broth was the fish bone broth. Guys, you know I'm gonna make me some fish. I have made some fish bone broth. I made it a couple of days ago. My husband brought home a mess of fish, and I had been looking at the reviews on, not the reviews, but comments on one of her videos, and this woman said that she made fish bone broth because her son had brought home this fish, and she thought about, instead of throwing all those things away and wanting to be a no-waste kitchen, I thought, oh, my husband been throwing all that stuff away. So I thought, okay, honey, save the fish heads and tails and the skeletons, and I'm going to make some fish broth. And I did, and it didn't taste real fishy, so it was pretty good. But so that video was yet to come. But yes, Diva, Mary's homepage is beautiful. And when you look at do you see how everything is related? How to make the bone broth series is fish bone broth, and then how to make roast chicken bone broth for pennies a jar. How to make sauerkraut, a delicious probiotic rich side dish. Now, sauerkraut you got to make from scratch. How to make water kefir. How to make sourdough bread. How to make homemade apple cider vinegar. So do you see how everything is related, how everything is on brand? Now, just to tell you a story, and I might have told you this story before, but Mary also likes to do water bath canning. And she did a whole series on water bath canning. And she said most of her people didn't like it. They said, look, we didn't come to you for water bath canning. They want to know how to make fermented food products and how to bake bread and those kinds of things. So she lost quite a few subscribers when she produced that series. Well, she doesn't do water bath canning anymore. Now, she's still got that series on her channel. It's like set aside. You can find it in the playlist, water bath canning. If you're interested in that, you can find it. But most of the things that she's doing is how to make vinegars and kombucha and breads and bone broths and different things like that. But she's definitely on brand. So let's talk about that. For anyone that can see it, let's talk about that. So now while you guys are typing me a response after looking at Mary's channel. So Sandy, you're saying you're thanking me for giving you the idea to monetize and get stuff for your fairy gardens. You should look for the companies that you purchase from all the time for your fairy gardens, and maybe do a video where you the ones that you use most recently, you talk about, you know, and these are from blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, but just kind of talk a little bit about where you got them and what a nice collection they might have, or this or that or whatever. And then write the companies, though, that you purchase from and say, you know what, I do fairy gardens on my channel all the time. I believe you have gotten you're almost at your 1,000 subscribers now. So let them know, you know, I've got this many subscribers, and they come to me because they like to look at fairy gardens and ask if they'd be willing to send you some products. You have enough subscribers to request that. And then, you know, 5 places, you know, your 5 favorite places to purchase your fairy garden items, maybe your 5 favorite or 5 must-haves for if you like to make fairy gardens. Like, do they need to have a bridge, a well? Should they get a troll? Should they get a tree? What are 5 things that everyone that's going to do a fairy garden need to have? Maybe the little rocks or a little pool or pond. I don't know, because I've only done, you know, 1 a year. So any other thoughts about Mary's channel, if you're able to take a look at that? And I think the other interesting thing, too, when you look at her channel, is her thumbnails are pretty consistent. You almost always see there's one, you know, a big one with her face like this, or something like that. She's showing you whatever it is. And then on the other half of the page, she's telling you what it's about and what category it falls into. So I've asked you guys a couple of times to examine Mary's channel, but I really think I thought today would be a good day for us to kind of look at some of it together. Does anyone else have any thoughts about what they're seeing on Mary's channel? Oh, I don't know what I must have burned my finger somehow, because I got like a little burn here, I noticed. Mary says her color scheme is very cheerful. Yes, it's red and white with some black font. So you can almost always tell when it's her thumbnail, because it just, you know, they're very similar. They're not the same, but they're similar. You kind of get to recognize her face. I'd like to have some of those in English scones. Anything else you guys notice? But I put her channel in the description box because I wanted us to see that. So now Maynard Mom, so that's Karen. And you say that, you know, home management seems a very wide niche, and you wonder if you should choose only one area like cooking or cleaning. And I have to tell you, when I went to Girl with Video Live last year, I met Simply Cherie at the conference, and I told her, like, I used to watch her when she was Live Laugh Latte, and then she changed her name to Simply Cherie. And she's really kind of niched down more into organizing, but was starting to look more at organizing for travel and different things like that. And I told her that I was in homemaking, cooking, cleaning, laundry. And she said, girl, leave that cook cleaning to them young girls. She said, do something else. And there is a lot of competition in the cleaning genre. So whereas I will do some cleaning, I'm trying to narrow down the kind of cleaning that I do. And so Karen, yes, Mary's niche is very narrow, very, very narrow. But listen, a year ago this time, when Mary used to jump on with us here on Sundays on the Sister Circle, she was just getting started, and I would give her a couple suggestions. And now look, I mean, look at where she is now. She is certainly well past me. And now, just for those of you who were curious, Mary also is in Sean Cannell's VRA, or Video Making Academy program. That's how we met, because she's in the program too. I was in it the year before she was. Mary has followed Sean's playbook by the book. She does it by the book, and it is working for her. And yes, Karen, her niche is very narrow, but there's enough people out there that are interested in what she's doing. And then Diva points out that she uses how-to quite a bit. How to make roast chicken bone broth, how to make sauerkraut. So yes, how to make scones, how to make bread with step-by-step instructions, how to make yeast water bread. So yeah, she uses how-to quite a bit, and that's one of those keywords that are very popular right now. So, all right. Okay, so we've looked at Mary, and now Karen, yes, her niche is very narrow, very narrow. And one of the things that Sean always says is you've got to really go narrow to get big, because you need to get those people that are just looking for what you really have to share. So, Karen, when you say, should you use one area like cooking or cleaning, I don't know. You should be able to do both. Home management seems wide, but you wonder if you should choose one area. I don't know, because, you know, I'm into home making as well, cooking, cleaning, and laundry. And so I do laundry, I do cooking, I do cleaning. And I try to stop there. I don't do home decor. Now, right now is gardening season. So I did a video the other day on a DIY flower crate garden. Now, why am I doing gardening? How is that on brand? Well, I say all the time, number one, that homemaking is an art and a science. And the art of homemaking is how you use yourself, the therapeutic use of self, to create a warm and nurturing and beautiful environment for your family. That's the art of it. And then I also talk about a quote that I found in a book that was something like this. Now, it's not exact, but it's as close. And it comes from the book, What Looks Like Crazy on an Ordinary Day. And the quote was, all women should be able to cook good food and grow flowers. Food to nourish the body and flowers to nourish the soul. And I have embraced that. And I have always been one to try to grow flowers. And I remember when I was a young housewife, I was trying to grow flowers in the yard, and we had a dog that was always digging everything up, or the kids were playing ball all over the yard. And I learned years later that my son was using where I had my tulips growing, and there was a little space between the tulips that he was using as a goal to try to kick the soccer ball through. But gardening and the use of flowers to beautify your home, front and back, and those kind of things, that's on brand for me, because it's the use of self to create a beautiful, warm, and nurturing environment for your home. So now, Sandy, here's the thing. And I'm going to type in this word here for everybody to see. Examine, examine, examine. To examine is different from to look. To look would just be say, oh, you know, she's got some pretty nice thumbnails. Look like she's got them organized pretty nicely. Yeah, I like her color scheme. I like the way her channel is laid out. Oh, here's one about apple cider vinegar. That's to look. To examine means that we are in detail looking at Not only the way her thumbnails are laid out, how her face and the font appear in the thumbnails, the fact that there's different categories of videos, and that we can tell the category in the thumbnail because her categories are listed in black. So cooking class is in black. Homemade dairy is in black. Home baking is in black. But authentic English scones, large font in red. That's what I mean by examine. When we look at how she writes her titles and we examine, okay, how to make scones, easy traditional English scones recipe, how to make bread with step-by-step instructions, easy homemade bread. So we're examining the titles. We're not just quickly looking and then moving away. We're spending some time checking things out. So that's what I mean by examine. So Grandma Sandy says she's doing cooking videos almost once a week now and getting good response with those too. Sandy, I don't remember what your value proposition is, and I could look real quick. Let me see if I can find you real quick. Because if you look at your name, that could be almost, there's a couple of different Grandma Sandys that pop up, but if I do Grandma Sandy Fairy Garden, then I know I get the right one. Okay, because there's a couple of Grandma Sandys on there. So let me look at your value proposition. And Sandy, you don't have anything there. So see, I don't know what your channel is about. When I look at your about page, you don't have anything in there. So I don't know what your value proposition is. So then when I go to your home page and I see the different little fairies and things like that, I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe she's in the fairy gardens. And then I look at your different videos that are there. And I look at your different videos and, they're kind of, all over the place. You've got different things that are there, which, since I don't know what your channel's about, you can kind of put almost anything in there. But cooking once a week, yeah, they're going to get, you're going to get good response from those for the most part. So yes, you're definitely getting your channel to grow. So what we need to know, though, is what is your channel about? You need something for your about page so you know what that value proposition is. So hopefully everybody got the point when I said we're going to need to examine that. So now let's take a look at the DIY Mommy's channel. And I wanted us to examine her channel as well, because I think there's something that we can, oh, wait a minute, let's go back to, oh, I can't do that on this here. Okay, so now let's go to the DIY Mommy's channel. If you have another device, look up DIY Mommy, and she has 333,000 subscribers and 509 videos. Huh. Sandy says she started following me about my garden. So yeah, see, that's me. In the spring, it's time for gardens. Sandy, I'm going to join in on your fairy garden challenge this time, because I've got to get my garden out and I've got a spot picked out to do my fairy garden. So I plan on doing that. So, okay, everybody, let's take a look at the DIY Mommy. And I did put those links in the description box. But let's take a look at the DIY Mommy now. Let's examine the DIY Mommy right now. And I just want to take a look at when her channel pops up for me, and I look at the latest from the DIY Mommy. So in her collaboration that dropped yesterday, her video was 10 favorite outdoor DIY ideas. And she got 19,000 views on that in one day. Now, granted, Girlfriend's got over 300,000 subscribers. So she's going to get a large number of views on her videos. She could do a video on anything and she's going to get a good number of subscribers to check that out. Plus it's going to be recommended. But what are her videos about? Let's examine that. So 10 favorite outdoor DIY ideas. And the challenge was outdoor decor and DIY. So 10 favorite outdoor DIY ideas. And then a few days earlier, our DIY Camper 2.0 episode something. The day before, a week earlier, our DIY Camper makeover, painting things gold and white, and a flooring decision. Before that, more about the DIY Camper. But you see, everything is about DIY. Yeah, Darcy, her channel is mostly DIY. That's pretty much what her channel is about. She's called the DIY Mommy, the do-it-yourself mommy, and she's always doing things herself. But this woman has skills. I mean, she can like use power tools and do all kinds of things. I mean, if I pick up a screwdriver or a hammer and a nail, I think I'm doing something. This woman can use all kind of tools that I can just barely figure out how to plug in. But look at all the different kind of things, though, that she's gotten regarding DIY. So quite a few with the camper. Now, if we look at some of her earlier ones, 5 ways to make cheap decor look expensive. 10 small space organization hacks you'll want to DIY right now. DIY decorating my front porch for spring without buying anything but plants. DIY camper makeover. How to start a room makeover. 6 easy steps. Remember we talked about that 5 things video. Easy laundry DIYs to save money on them. That was kind of interesting. That was kind of new. Like I don't see her doing that kind of thing a lot. But she picks up that homemaking crowd, that laundry crowd by easy laundry DIYs to save money. Dryer balls, linen spray, and reusable dryer sheets. Michelle, this is the kind of thing you like. Easy laundry DIYs to save money, dryer balls, linen spray, and reusable dryer sheets. I need to be talking about that too. How to use color in home decor, the DIY mommy. How I make a full-time income working from home. Well, that's not so much DIY, but it's, behind the scenes look at what it is she's doing. Modern boho deck makeover, the DIY mommy. So think about all those different things that she's talking about how to do. 7 decorating mistakes and how to fix them. So remember, we talked about the 5 things or 5 reasons or whatever. 7 decorating mistakes and how to fix them. So you could talk about that. So Sandy, 7, I don't know, whatever. DIY decorating my boho bedroom without buying anything. Then some more DIY camper stuff. DIY wooden planters and decor, outdoor decor challenge 11 months ago. Dollar Tree kitchen organization, DIY and decor challenge. How to make a DIY outdoor sofa. So you see how these things, in other words, her things are all DIY. Notice the kind of DIY projects she's doing. They're not little tchotchke kind of products. These are big projects. So that's pretty good. So think about those kinds of things. Any questions or comments about the DIY Mommy's channel? So Darcy says her channel is mostly DIY. Her channel is all DIY. I don't see, well, yeah, when she talks about her behind the scenes, that's probably not DIY. So there's that. All right, so now let's take a look at Simply Cherie. And I'll type her name in. So Sandy says her channel is about home gardening, home decor, cooking, cleaning, DIY, all things to do with the home and garden. So Sandy, you need a nice little catchphrase that indicates that your channel is about all things to do with home and garden, and then kind of put something into your about page regarding that. And then you said you'll see if you can get a grandchild to help you with that. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I called my son the other day to ask him some questions about something I was struggling with, and he was able to help me with it. So that was good. All right, so we're going to look at Simply Cherie right now. And first of all, I'm going to look at her value proposition. We're going to look at her about page and see what she's about, because I used to subscribe to her when she was Live Laugh Latte. Live Laugh Latte. And now it's called Simply Cherie. So when I look at her about page now, she says, I'm Cherie, a work from home mom with wanderlust. Are you a working mom who would love to get your home organized and clutter-free? Do you wish having a home-cooked meal or having friends over for dinner wouldn't be such a chore? Well, you found the right place. I'll give you tips and tools for making home and hospitality simple. Tips and tools on making home and hospitality simple. You will have less stress and enjoy the calm of an organized home so that you're more time for yourself and your family. Darcy, are you hearing this? All this organizing stuff, tips and tools, that kind of thing. So, and then look, she's got a few things down in her box. Hey, Tammy, good to have you with us. So when we look down at her box, she's got a free PDF for 25 foods to store, which you can get for free. But when you click on it, you probably have to give her your email address. So she's building her email list. And then she's got some other things that are in there. And then when you take a look at her channel, yeah, I've got that, Sandy. So when you take a look at her channel now, she's all about organizing now, helping tips and tools for organizing your home. So vegan grocery shopping haul, Trader Joe. And then what's in my purse, essentials for grocery shopping. Are you traveling? How to organize a DIY sanitizing kit. How to organize a sanitizing station at home. Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about doing that. Laundry room tour and organization ideas 2020. Organizing your cleaning supplies. So Michelle says she followed Cherie ages ago. So yeah, and she's changed directions a little bit. You know, at first she was going to try to, she had shifted from home organization. Then she was kind of doing home organizing for travel. And now she's looking at organizing for home and travel, which makes sense. And she gets all kinds of products and things like that for her to do videos about. Pantry tour and organization ideas. How to organize an emergency preparedness binder, something we all need to have. Simple medicine cabinet organization. So notice, no space, how I organize my 2-week prepper pantry. So we all went out and shopped, bought all those extra groceries. And then what were we going to do with them? We probably didn't have a place to store them. I had to put them in 2 different places in my home. But notice the kind of videos that she has. How I organize the countertops and above the cabinets. How I pack my backpack for a short road trip. My organized coffee station. So do you see how well she's staying on brand? Even though she's organizing different areas in her home, she's definitely on brand. So who has some comments about that? Comments, anybody? And I've got the 3 channels that we're looking at. I've got their links in the description box just so you guys can check them out later at your leisure. Okay. So Stephanie says she loves her channel. Yeah, I really like her channel too. And the last time I took a trip, I looked at one of her videos on how to pack my suitcase before I went. And one of the things I always do is I always take way too many clothes. I always end up taking clothes that I don't even take out of the suitcase. And so this one video that I looked at that talked about how to pack for a trip, you know, planning to wear one outfit 2 or 3 times, one bottom a couple of times, different things like that. And I thought, you know, I thought about what she said, and I thought about what I took the last time and what I didn't use. And I really pared down how I packed for the last trip that I went on. I still got work to do, but I'm getting a lot better by looking at some of her organizing videos. So Darcy, for you and those others of you who do organization videos, you could probably get some pretty good ideas from her channel on some things you might consider doing on your channel. And remember, even if you do the same video, such as no space, how I organize my 2-week prepper pantry, or how to organize your everyday dishes, or whatever, your own spin is going to make your video different, because nobody can be a better you than you. So even if you do a similar video, what you bring to the table is going to be different from what somebody else does. So Stephanie says she likes Cherie's channel and likes the way she has her logo on her videos. And then Carol, yes, she's feeling a need by teaching things people need to know. Exactly, Carol, she is. And you know, Sonny Lenarducci says, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, teach people something. That's what Sonny says. Okay. All right. So different people are saying they followed her. Yeah, she's certainly feeling a need. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So those are the 3 channels that I wanted us to examine, because I really wanted us to think about being on brand. So now let me ask you guys, when you think about being on brand, what does that mean? So let me bring you back to a quote, well, to a comment that Sean made to us at the beginning of the year as we got ready for 2020. And he said, what do you need to start? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to continue? And you think about, as you try to grow your YouTube channel, 1 subscriber at a time, as you try to grow your YouTube business, what do you need to start? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to continue? For me, I need to start being more strategic into the products that I talk about. So, for example, when I was watching one of Mary's videos and she was doing water bath canning, she was actually using this electronic water bath canner. Well, I still got the old-fashioned water bath canner she put on top of the stove, and I thought, I think I would like to get one of those. Now, I used my old one last year, but this year, for canning season, I'm getting me one of those new electric canners. And I think I'll probably just like go through and I'll order it from one of the channels of the ladies here. And sometimes when I order stuff, I'll pick, I know Diva's got a YouTube channel, an Amazon store. So I might go to her channel and order something, or I might go to Miss V's channel and order something, because I can't order it through my own channel. So I'll think about that, and I'll say, oh, okay, so let me go to so-and-so's channel, because I've been ordering anything through her channel for a while. Since I can't order for myself, I can at least be a little bit supportive. But I want to try to be more strategic in how I share and promote items. So for every video you put up, you want to think about, well, how can you make it, how can you slip in a business transaction, I suppose. Okay, so for me being on brand, when I talk about cooking, I'm on brand because that's homemaking. When I talk about cleaning and laundry, all of that is on brand. When I talk about gardening, it is beautifying the home. It's part of your home decor, so that's on brand. So any comments from anybody about those topics there, about being on brand? And one thing about being on brand, like I mentioned Diva last week, she's just over 20,000 subscribers or 21,000 subscribers, but she will get a good 1,000 views on her videos just about every time. because she's got that dedicated group of subscribers that knows that she's on brand, and they come to her for what she puts out, and she's consistent with what she does. So when she does cooking, or she does cleaning, she does tablescape, she does home decor, it's all on brand for her. So her people come, they know that's what they're going to get. My people come for cooking, cleaning, and laundry. They don't come for tablescapes and those kinds of things. So those things aren't on brand for me, whereas gardening is. So, okay. Any other comments about those things tonight, guys? Okay, well, let me find my list of challenges, and I'll talk about those. And we can answer questions once I get the challenges in. So as far as collaborations, so Stephanie wants to know, should she niche down lifestyle? Stephanie, only you can decide that, and you just listened to Sean's, you were on Sean's masterclass for the week. So what do you think, based upon the things Sean told you, what do you think you should do? You tell us. I'm always talking about what Sean said. This time you can tell us what Sean said. What do you think? So now Mary says she's got some better ideas as to how to organize her playlist. You know, and like when we were examining Mary's channel and we were looking at how she had her various playlists organized. Isn't that amazing? So no, Carol, I didn't. Let me check. I have to tell you guys, I have just not been on target this week. Like, I was supposed to put the playlist up. I didn't get it up in time. Kenya had to put it up because I have just been completely overwhelmed. Let me check my email, Carol, and see if there's something here. Oh, right there, 12:08 p.m. I didn't look today. Oh, okay. I'll get it on there. Let me write a little note in here now. I'll just slip it in here. 5 things. Guys, okay, I got it. All right, so let me start with the collaborations. Oh, well, maybe back up for a second. So Stephanie said, he said to sit and think about what you really like to do and if there's a need for it, and to know your niche. Absolutely. See, absolutely. That's what you had to think about. So, so Stephanie, if you think about it, like, you know, my niche is lifestyle. Homemaking falls under lifestyle, and I could cover all kinds of things, but I'm really trying to niche down so that as I talk about, like, you know, cleaning, I'm going to be looking more specifically at cleaning certain things in the home and certain manners of cleaning and things like that, so that I can, you know, attract those people that are learning how to clean, that kind of thing. So think about what is needed in your niche and ask yourself, when you think about what you should start, stop, or continue, are some of the collaborations you're participating in, are they getting you the results that you want? Now, one of the girls, and I can't think who it was, that she doesn't usually do cooking. She participated in the quarantine cooking the first week, and she said she lost subscribers because she doesn't usually do cooking and her people didn't like it. So she didn't participate in that anymore. So, you know, that's the thing I want you to think about is, you know, are you getting what you want? So every time you upload a video, there should be a purpose. Is it to get more eyeballs on your channel? And so that's why you're doing it, is to get more subscribers on your channel. Is it just to show support for someone else? But what is the purpose of this video? And as long as you know what the purpose is, you know, then it could be okay. So, you know, Stephanie, you just have to think, is being this wide getting you the kind of channel growth that you want? That's the question. So yeah, know your niche, and is there a need for it? And I like your tagline, making decorating and home organization a bit easier on a budget. So those are some things that I expect to see. So Tammy said she took a few things out of her channel, even though she's a lifestyle channel. Hauls and Shop with Me's normally have bad numbers for her channel, so she doesn't do that anymore. Well, you know, you say me, myself, and DIY in it. So I wouldn't think that hauls and Shop with Me's would normally work with DIYs. But so you said you took those out of your channel because they weren't working. So, okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and give these collaborations that I have, and then we can see if there's any questions that anyone has. So we have got our ongoing quarantine cooking. The last one is this week. So we had said we were just going to do 4. And then people said, well, you know what? We've only got one more Wednesday in the month, so we might as well go ahead and do that one. So we decided we would do that. I dropped my hair tie. Oh, I'm getting so hot up here. This hair's on the back of my neck. You guys see I got my hair done. Hot. So we've got our last quarantine cooking video coming up this week, and we've been getting, I think, good response on those videos. I've not gotten as many views as I would have preferred, but I know some of you have gotten great numbers on your videos. But the series itself has gotten good response. People have enjoyed looking at those videos. So, the right people. All right, so as far as what's coming up, then we have I think I got my notes out of order somehow. Well, okay, let's see. I got my notes out of order. So coming up on May 25th is the Passionate Purple Tablescape. Okay, so we have a question. Sandy says, why do I have to order from somebody else's channel and not yours? Well, if I have an Amazon store and I'm going to get a commission on anything that is purchased through my Amazon store, I can't get a commission based on stuff that I order myself. That's just part of the guidelines for it. But I can order something from your Amazon store and you'll get a commission on it. But I can't order from myself. That's just the way it's set up. So, okay. So May 25th was the Passionate Purple Tablescape, hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and co-hosted by Diva, Designing on a Dime, and Travina at TMB Designs. And that drops tomorrow. So style your table using any color of purple. And then include the host and the co-host in your video and link them in the description box. And then May 27th, and that is this Wednesday, is the last quarantine cooking at home with me, hosted by the Sister Circle. And I'll get that playlist up early. I'll get it up on Tuesday. I'll post it in the community tab so that you can see it. And that was one other thing that I wanted us to do when we were examining the DIY Mommy's channel. Look at how she uses her community tab. She is a master at using her community tab. And you could definitely have an Amazon store and get an Amazon affiliate link, Sandy. So just check out the Amazon partnership program. And yeah, you could definitely have one. So again, let's see. The May 25th is the Passionate Purple Tablescape, hosted by Marilyn and Diva and Travina at TMB Designs. Video upload time is on the 25th. And the playlist will be available tonight at 8 p.m. And then on May 27th, again, is our last quarantine cooking, and I'll put the playlist up on Tuesday. Also on May 27th is the Bold, Blue, and Beautiful Tablescape, hosted by Tammy and me, myself, and DIY in it, and co-hosted by Easy Living with Elle and Fabulous Designs on a Budget, which is Marilyn. And then on May 29th is the Outdoor Living Space Collab, hosted by Marilyn and Fabulous Designs on a Budget. And then Shanji from Living Life to the Fullest. And on May 30th is the Summer Lantern Collab, hosted by Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner. This is her seasonal collaboration. And then June 3rd is the Q&A live with Carol at My Blessed Nest. So I'll have to remember to check her out. So guys, Carol is doing her live Q&A on My Blessed Nest, which is I think the Q&A is on, is it laundry? What are you doing the Q&A on, Carol? I forgot. But that's on June 3rd, a Q&A live with Carol at My Blessed Nest. And then on June 5th is the Fairy Garden Challenge. And I've got the date wrong in last week's description box, and I'll get that changed over to the 5th. But June 5th is the Fairy Garden Challenge, hosted by Grandma Sandy. And she does this every summer. And while you're working on your gardens, just go ahead and, like, you know, put a little fairy garden out there if you're so inclined. And also on June 5th is a, no, that's not June 5th. On May 27th, let's back up for a second. I knew I had something out. I put a little note in here, but I put the wrong date. On May 27th, guys, we have the 5 things I thrifted and use every day. So here's coming up with her 5 videos, her number 5. So 5 things I thrifted and use every day. This one is hosted by Carol at My Blessed Nest and co-hosted by Yvonne of Ginger Chick Rehab. So what they want us to do is to make a video and show us 5 things that you thrifted and you use them every day, and just show a minimum of 5 items. You can show more, but no less than 5. And tell a story about your items, such as why you purchased them, where you got them, if there's any special history, how you use them, that kind of thing. And make your own video by personalizing it. So they're really looking forward to that one. And that should be kind of nice. So Carol said organization. I must have asked a question. I've forgotten now what the question was. But 5 things I've thrifted and use every day by Carol of My Blessed Nest and co-hosted by Yvonne of Ginger Chick Rehab. So that should be kind of neat. 5 things you've thrifted and use every day. Nicole North Garden should like that one too, because she's one of the thrifting queens. And as always, you want to be subscribed to both their channels. Keep the video around 10 minutes, but no longer than 15. Mention both of their channels in the playlist. There is a hashtag. And schedule your videos to be deployed by 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Carol, we got a couple different things in here. You say that, okay, I got that wrong, guys. This video, the invite goes out on the 27th. But the videos are uploaded on Wednesday, June 10th. 5 things I thrifted. I can't read tonight. So Carol's channel and Ginger Chick's channel, their 5 things I thrifted and use every day. Their invitation video is going out on May 27th, which is Wednesday. And then the upload date for the video for this challenge is June 10th. So schedule your videos to be deployed at 1 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, June 10th. and they will have the playlist available on Tuesday, June 9th at 8 p.m. So where is the playlist going to be? How are you going to do that? Because I always struggle with, okay, if I want to make the playlist available the night before, where am I going to put it? So I'm going to start putting it in my community tab. That's what the DIY Mommy does. She posts it on the community tab, and people just know to go there to look for the link to the playlist. So I anticipate that's what you're going to do, but I could be wrong. So the playlist will be available on Tuesday, June 9th at 8 o'clock so that you can add your video, but you'll set your video to deploy at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, June 10th. So there's that. And I'll get that in here, listed in here correctly. Also on, backing up now, May 29th is the Outdoor Living Space Collab hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget and Shanji Living Life to the Fullest. May 30th is Summer Lantern Collab hosted by Kenya. June 3rd is the Q&A Live with Carol at My Blessed Nest. And then June 5th is the Fairy Garden Challenge hosted by Grandma Sandy. Okay. And then the Fairy Garden Challenge, which is hosted by Grandma Sandy, what she wants you to do is create a fairy garden and put little fairies, and she has the sweetest little stories about her fairies. And then June 10th is the Father's Day Tablescape Collab, hosted by Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me and Viology, I believe. Stephanie, if that's incorrect, let me know. But I believe it's the Father's Day Tablescape is you and Viology. Because I think you said Vandessa, and I think Vandessa is Viology, but I could be wrong, so let me know. And then June 13th is the Summer Bar Card Collab hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget and co-hosted by Kimberly Davis. And when you do that, you know, you style your bar card for summer, but you also create a summer beverage. So yes, so Viology, okay, Viology, which is Vandessa. Because we got several V's, but they're not all named the same thing. And then June 15th is the Summer Kitchen Vignette hosted by moi, Denise Jordan, the Summer Kitchen Vignette. And I think the caveat for this one will be you will need to have like an herb, like some kind of a herb in your vignette. It could be a live herb or it could be a faux herb, but some kind of herb, that kind of thing. But I'll get my invite video out and give you all those details. But it's going to be no spend because right now nobody's got any money. Let's see. June 17th is the Men in Your Life Father's Day Tablescape 2020, hosted by Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie and co-hosted by Vandessa, who I believe is Viology. So again, Stephanie, if I got that incorrect, let me know. And for this one, you create a tablescape for the men in your life. And one of the things that she wants you to do is to also have some pictures of the guys on the table. Upload date is June 17th at 9 a.m. Central Time or 10 a.m. Eastern. And the playlist will be available the day before, the evening of before. So I anticipate that it will be on her community tab if it's going to be available the evening before. Okay, so there's that. And then June 20th is the Summer Seasonal Coffee and Beverage Bar Collab hosted by Diva, Designing on a Dime, and co-hosted by Kenya Davis. Oh, so Father's Day is Viology. Okay, so Father's Day is Viology. And then tell me who the other V is. Tell me who the other one's with, because it wasn't listed. So Father's Day is Viology. So who is the other one with, Stephanie? The Men in Your Life, who is that one with? I know it says Vandessa, but that's not her channel name. So what is Vandessa's channel name? Is it Salon Diva V? Who is it? And then on June 17th, we got that one, Men in Your Life. June 20th is the seasonal coffee bar, which I just mentioned with Diva and Kenya. And then June 23rd, the Summer Fireplace Decor Challenge, hosted by Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. So it looks like she's on a roll right now. I have Kenya for June. Let me see. I think I have Kenya down for June 20th. Let me double check. It's July. I got May 30th, the Summer Lantern Collab hosted by Kenya. May 30th is what I have. So if she's, yeah, May 30th is correct because she changed it from May 23rd to May 30th. So May 30th is the Summer Lantern Collab with Kenya. And let's see, I mentioned those. And June 20th, we got June 23rd, Summer Fireplace Decor with Stephanie. June 30th is the Moonlight Cling with Me, hosted by moi. And July 11th is the Container Garden Challenge, hosted by me and Lacey Space and hosted by Chrissy. Now, I know that throwing the July 11th one is in there. You guys are probably thinking like, what, July 11th? Because I don't normally give them more than a month out. But here's the thing. For people that are doing gardening or gardening collaborations, some of you are starting work on your gardens now. And the girls that are doing this with me, they live in Michigan, and so it's still too cold up there to really start gardening just yet. But people like at Cheryl's place and other places, you know, like they're already gardening. So we're putting the challenge out here now so that you know it's coming. That way, if you're into gardening and you want to participate, you can work on that container garden now so that when it's time for the video to drop, you're ready for it. Otherwise, what happens to us sometimes is they say, oh, I just did my container gardens, you know, because by the time they can actually start working on theirs, the time is well past. So Renters Live Luxury by N is here. Well, hello there. Welcome. So, Stephanie, you say Kenya's doing a fireplace decor with you on the 23rd. Okay, I don't have that. So let me back up for a second. But so the summer fireplace decor on the 23rd, you sent me that, but you didn't have the co-host listed. So Kenya is the co-host with you on the 23rd for the Summer Fireplace Decor Challenge. Is hosted by Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me and co-hosted by Kenya. But Kenya's Summer Lantern Challenge is May 30th. So you guys want to be working on that. All right. June 23rd. And let's see. So June 30th, the Moonlight Clean with Me, hosted by moi. And the Container Garden Challenge on July 11th, hosted by me, Lacey Space, and her sister, Chrissy. And I think that is the last one that I have. And with the Container Garden Challenge, you just create a container garden of your choosing. You can be as creative as you like in that container garden. And we've got some really cool ones. And I have to tell you guys, I've been listening to Ron Finley, the Gangster Gardener. I listened to his master class. I've listened to it like two times already. And I've just gotten so many good ideas from him. And that's why I got the idea to do the flower crate. So now I think Sweet Urban Rose, your name is, I think it was Keisha. If you'd like to add a collab to the list, do I do that? Just tell me what it is and I'll put it down because I'm going to tweak my notes and I'll put the list in the description box. So tell me what it is. So typically you would email it to me, But since I'm going to be tweaking this tonight or early morning, you can let me know what it is now. Go ahead and send me the email so that all the details are in there. But you can also tell me right now and I can put it in there. And then you need to get your video out at least 2 weeks before the time for that collab. So if your collab is within the next 30 days, you can tell me now and I'll try to get in here. Or you can email it to me and my email is in the description box. Okay. Okay, so I think, hey V. So I told you guys we have a lot of V's on here. So Tammy's going to send me her updated collab. That's good. Tammy, send me that. Email that to me. And then okay, so Viology is Vandessa. So that's what I thought. All right. I think I've got everybody's collaboration right now. And so many of you guys jumped in on the DIY Mommies one. I'm working my way through the playlist. So I've been, getting through that. A jar bottle collab on June 7th. So Keisha, you said you will send it to me. So jar bottle challenge. Tell me what it is that you want people to do with your jar bottle challenge on June 7th. Yeah, because that's coming up soon. So let me make sure I get that in here. What do you mean a jar bottle? What do you want people to do? And if you could tell me that now, simply because, today is the 24th, so we're looking at about 10 days out for that. Hey there, Leona. It's so good to have you join us tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Have I missed anything, guys? Let me know. Have I missed anything, guys? All right. Well, looks like we got everything covered. So, Keisha, I'll be looking for that email from you with a little bit more details. You guys, by tomorrow night. I was going to talk about how to add to a playlist. Thank you. Thank you. That's why we have moderators to help me stay on track. Okay, so to add to a playlist, this is what you do. So go to the person's channel and save the playlist to your channel. So for example, for the quarantine cooking challenge at home with me, Kenya created the playlist. So you're going to go to Kenya's channel and you're going to click on the link for the playlist. So click on the link for the playlist. Then when the playlist pops up, you'll see a pretty little picture of Kenya over here. And then you'll see some over here, you'll see the playlist and maybe there'll be some names in it. So then you're going to click on the link to the playlist and it takes you to the playlist. And here's Kenya and description and all that kind of stuff. And then at the top, it'll say you have permission to add to this playlist. Click continue. So find where it says you have permission to add to this playlist as Denise Jordan. Click it. So click that. So when you save the playlist, number one, and then you click where it says you have permission to add to this video, and then you click that where it says continue, that saves the playlist to your channel. I kept trying to save the playlist the other day and it wouldn't save. But until I finally clicked the button that said, where it says you have permission to add to this playlist as Denise Jordan, and then you click continue. When you click the continue button, that saves the playlist to your channel. Then go to your video and hover over those three little dots on the video, on the video's description. There's like three little dots, and you like hover over those and you'll get three different choices. One option will be okay, but just hang with me, Tammy. So when you, let me show you. We're going low tech tonight, guys. Okay, low tech. Do you see them three little dots, like where it says turkey, classic soup? I can't read backwards, but you know that turkey soup video. Like, ooh, what did I just do? Okay. Okay.
I was blown away at the gunk I had inside my.
Okay. Do you see the videos underneath the description of each video? Notice there's like a series of three little dots right there. See those three little dots? If you hover over those three little dots, you'll get three options. One option will be to save to watch later. One option is save to playlist, and then one option is to share. Click save to playlist, and that will save it to the playlist you just created. But the first thing you have to do, oh, let me go back. Oh, I don't want to do that one.
You can transform your videos from looking like an 80s home video to a modern day Hollywood blockbuster. And you can do that.
Yeah, I wish I could do all that. Let me find. When you click on the link where it says, you know, save to playlist, I think you can see up there where it says you have permission to add to this playlist. You have to click that, whereas you click where it says you have permission to add to this playlist, and then click the continue. And it looks different on my tablet than it does otherwise. But does that make sense for you guys, what I just shared with you guys? So you want to click on the link to the playlist. When the playlist pops up and it says you have permission to add to this playlist, and it should say as yourself, so as Denise Jordan, click continue. When you click continue, it saves the playlist to your channel. then go to your video and you click on those three little dots and just hover over the three little dots and you get the three options and choose save to playlist, and it'll choose the playlist. It'll give you a list of playlists that'll pop up, but you'll see the one you most created recently first. Does that help you guys? Hey, Liz. Oh, what's Stephanie getting congratulations for? So Tammy says the playlist going up haven't been giving me the option to add to playlist. It's been saving the playlist on my channel, but not giving me the option to put my videos in. Okay, so I know what you're saying, but again, click the playlist, click on the playlist, and when the playlist opens up, it should give you an option, says add to playlist as me, myself, and DIY in it, and then click continue. Now, when you click continue, it will save the playlist to your channel. You're not going to see any other buttons though. So if you're waiting for it to show you another button, you won't see it. So that could be the problem. So it won't give you an option there. What you have to do is once you have saved the playlist to your channel, then you have to go to the video that you want to save. So try it now. Kimberly and Tammy, try it now. I want you guys to just add a video into the playlist that we just did for the quarantine cooking. Just pick any video from your channel and just go to Kenya's channel, click on the well, you should have the link in your most recent video that you put in that playlist. But so go to the playlist, click on it, and open the playlist up and try to put any video in there. But if you've been waiting to see a button that says, an add video, that doesn't appear anymore. The only time I see the add video button now is when I'm creating the playlist from the very beginning and I want to add some videos in there then. Otherwise, that button doesn't appear. So if you've been waiting for that, yeah, that should take care of it. Oh, so now Renter's Luxury says that sometimes it doesn't say you have permission. Yeah, that there's no more add button there. So now Karen said what she was doing wrong was she was clicking on the playlist for viewers and not the one for creators. Now that can be a problem. So the creator link and the viewer link is completely different. So for the viewer link, that's only for people to just look at the playlist. That's not for them to add. So the one that you have to add. So yeah, so Kimberly said it works. Okay, Tammy, I want you to try it and let me know if it works. So Tammy, I want you to go to Kimberly's channel. Not Kimberly's channel. Go to Kenya's channel and click on the link that says creators add your video here. If it says creators add your video here, let me try to go there. So Kimberly's got hers to working.
Hey, it's Mindy with Patriot Health Alliance.
And I'm going to try to go to the playlist. Link to the playlist is here. And then you have permission to add videos to this playlist. So Tammy, you're supposed to be trying this again. Because that should work. But make sure you're looking at the playlist for creators and not the one for viewers. So Liz says sometimes the continue button is not there. And so Karen pointed out that sometimes we're clicking on the link that's for viewers and not for creators. So yeah, that can be a problem. But once you click the continue button, you're not going to see an add video button there. You're going to have to go to your video and then hover over your video itself to add it. So Tammy, let me know. You're going to try it again and let me know what happened. And as I look at that video, let me go to Kenya's channel.
Hey, if you're trying to figure out how to start on YouTube the right way or you're feeling stuck, then keep watching.
Hi guys, this is Kenya. Welcome back to Kenya's Support Corner. Today we're going to...
So creators, click here to add your list to the video. And then at the top, it says you have permission to add videos to this playlist. And when I look on here, I see that Tammy, okay, Tammy, it's working. I see you just added yours. You added one about appreciation, about autism awareness. And Kimberly, what did you put in? I'm not sure what you put in, Diva, because I don't see it at the bottom now where I would have expected to see it. But okay. Designer's Loft. D, I think it's D, Designer's Loft. I'm on, okay, I get you. All right, well, Tammy, looks like Tammy put one in because it's on autism awareness. Now, Tammy, go back in and take that out because it's not, you know, on task for that particular playlist. So, D, what we were looking at was we were looking at the quarantine cooking collaboration, and it was Kenya's video, which was a super easy 3-ingredient crock pot meal. So we went in the description box there and clicked on creators add link. Creators, here's the link to add to your playlist. That's what we were looking on. So, okay. So you saw it though. So Kimberly, so you saw it and so Tammy says, yes, midlife and nailing it added me in. Well, Tammy, I just saw Tammy, I just saw you added your video in there yourself. It says, shout outs and appreciation to you all, autism awareness. And this was at the bottom of, it's after Grandma Sandy's meatball recipe. And that's would not have been the right one. So you did get that one in there. Now your quarantine cooking, midlife and nailing it, who was Leslie, added you in there. But you're at the very bottom now. You're in here, Tammy. I'm looking at your video. No. So Designer's Loft D, no. Kenya and I have been switching off creating the playlist. So she created the playlist last week because I didn't get it done in time. So typically, yeah, it's refreshed. So now that you're in there. So typically what will happen is when you need to add your video, you go to the playlist of the person who created the video or of who created the playlist. And I'm creating the playlist this week, and I'll put the link to the playlist on my community tab so that you can go there to see it. But the process will be the same once you click on the link. You click on the link, and then the link will should say you have permission to add to this playlist, and then you click continue. And then when you click continue, that should save the playlist to your channel, to your library. And then you go to your video and click over the 3 little dots to add it to a playlist. And then it will ask you, you know, which playlist you want to put it into, but typically it'll put it in the last playlist you created. All right, so now has everybody got that? How to add a video to a playlist? It's a little tricky. It is a little tricky. Do we have any other questions that I can answer before we jump off? Yes, I like our sister circle. Where is the community tab? So the community tab, if you look at, like if you go to the home page, let's say you go to my home page on my videos. If you go to my home page, and it'll be the same on anybody's who has a community tab. So if you go to the home page for a channel, at the top it'll say home, videos, playlists, community, channels, and about. So you click on community, and then it'll show that's the community tab, and then you can post different things there. Now, you only get a community tab once you have 1,000 subscribers, and right now they're running a little behind. So if you've got 1,000 and you don't have it yet, it'll get there. If there's only one playlist, then that should be the one to use. If there's only one playlist, like sometimes they'll just say creators add to this link and viewers watch this link. But if there's only one playlist, then that's the one that you have to use. And if you click on that one and you have trouble getting in, then it could be that the person who created it might have done something incorrectly. Yeah, there should be, for example, when you join the collaboration, they should say either creators, click on this link to add your video, viewers, click on this link to watch. If they only post one link, then that means that that's the link that you use to add and to watch. So you click on that one, and the permission to add video should pop up unless the creator may have done something wrong. Okay. Any other quick questions, guys? Otherwise, I think it's a wrap. Yep, and I'm enjoying the sister circle. And renters live luxury. Renters live luxury eating. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we've got a few new people that joined us tonight. So it was good to have you ladies with us. And this is what we do. You know, we share information about different things. And I don't know, I kind of felt like I was all over the place. I was a little scattered tonight. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's just where I'm at right now. But we share information to support one another. And so that's why we're called the Sister Circle, because we're all sisters here on YouTube trying to help each other to grow. All right. So ladies, it's been real. I'll see you next time. Bye.